My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor when I worked at IRS. I worked at IRS for over a decade. I've worked over 10,000 cases, and I'm a national expert for all IRS resolution matters. As a former revenue officer, I taught the offer and compromise program. I accepted offers and compromise. I denied offers and compromise, and I taught other revenue officers what to look for to accept an offer and compromise. Welcome to my YouTube channel. They're always less than 5 minutes, as much as I can, because you don't need a bunch of crap, and I don't like talking that long. So today I want to talk to you how you don't get ripped off from a company who wants to file your offer and compromise. About 1/2 of the calls that I get are for people wanting to file an offer and compromise, and about 25% of those calls come in because they've been ripped off from companies telling them they can get an offer and compromise through. So I want to tell you right off the bat, what is a sure way to know that you're not going to get ripped off? First of all, if you're calling a company and they haven't looked at your current financial statement, the IRS financial statement on Form 433A or 433 OICA, and they haven't looked at that, they can't tell you whether your offer and compromise is going to get approved. I've asked the people that called who got ripped off, I said, did you ever forward them the financial statement to look at to see if you qualify? They said, well, no. They just asked me a number of questions on the phone. They charged me a large retainer, and they said my offer and compromise has a good chance of getting through. My ass, it has a good chance of getting through. You better have someone look at that financial statement and tell you whether it's going to get through or not. So your best bet, whoever you're calling, whether it's my firm or another firm, make sure you send them the forms that IRS is going to use to evaluate your offer and compromise. I do not submit an offer and compromise unless I've looked at IRS Form 433A. That is the primer for me evaluating your case. For us, I don't take a nickel until I look at that form, because I'm going to know within about 30 seconds of looking at your financial statement whether you got a shot in hell of getting this. Remember, most of these firms are just going to ask you a couple questions and say, yeah, we can get it through or not. Meantime, you paid them the money. You find out a year later it didn't go through. So now you're stuck again, and you just extended the statute of limitations for another year for IRS to collect the money. So the mark of ripoff firms, once again, are not looking at your current financial statement to judge whether this offer and compromise is getting through. You find most of these coming from larger companies. If you're not speaking to the person who is going to be submitting your offer, rather than a salesman, and most of these companies you call, you're just getting a salesman who's going to get into your pocket, you're not going to know. So that's another big hint. Speak to the person who's filed offers and compromise, got offers and compromises accepted, and can tell you the exact dollar amount IRS is going to settle for. If I look at your statement, I'm going to tell you exactly how and how much IRS is going to settle for. So make sure, in fact, you don't get ripped off. A couple things of note. You've got to make sure all your tax returns are filed. Make sure you're current with estimate payments or withholding. You've got to make sure that's done for IRS to go through and accept the offer. Remember, don't get ripped off. I try to pull the curtain back and show you what an IRS agent will do on cases. And by the way, they're going to do a lot of due diligence on the offer and compromise. They spend about, 10 hours evaluating yours, so you don't want to file a frivolous offer. Anyway, if you'd give me a subscription, that would be really cool. YouTube values subscriptions. That's how me trying to get my information to you, that's how I kind of move up. I didn't know all this. So if you'd give me a subscription, and by the way, if you leave me a comment, and you may say, hey, Michael, speak about this, I'll probably do a YouTube on this. I get to all my YouTubes at the end of a given week when I'm in town. So thank you very much. Happy hunting. And remember, don't get ripped off. Hit that little bell for subscription. Thank you.